Good morning, guys. It's Ray's Landscaping. How y'all doing this morning? So it's Saturday morning, and we're headed over here to that brush job, you know, where the bobcat broke down at last week. I dropped the bobcat there last week. I dropped the bobcat there yesterday, and when I dropped it, y'all, I'm just gonna go on and tell y'all this. So when I dropped it off, you know, I ran it for. I didn't run the brush cutter, but I ran a grapple bucket. I hooked the grapple bucket up, and you know, was just pushing the, you know, picking up some of the big pieces, so the brush cutter don't have to struggle so much. Because once the brush cutter cuts some of these pieces that are like that, you know, man, I don't want to continue to run over that same stuff with the brush cutter, you know. So anyway, I did not look at at the back of the, you know, I didn't look at the hydraulic thing or nothing. I just made sure it had fluid in it. And so when I ran the machine for about, I probably ran the machine for about 45 minutes, 30 minutes or so, with the grapple bucket on, you know, just pushing stobs up and, you know, pushing some of that big stuff up out of the way so I can hook the brush cutter up and kind of, you know, go across things. So when I got ready to go, you know, I poured some of that diesel, you know, fuel, you know, it gets the water out of the fuel, you know, diesel octane stuff, whatever it is, you know. It's about 14 bucks a thing, and I've always run that stuff in the Bobcat, always, you know, ever since day one. It's damn near required, because when I put diesel fuel in the Bobcat, and I don't put that diesel treater stuff in it with it, the machine don't run good, you know. And I'm sure that, you know, with a machine with, you know, 3,200 hours on it or whatever, something like that, I'm sure that that there's probably some bull crap in the damn tank. But, you know, I don't know, you know. So when I got done and I parked the machine yesterday, I just opened up the back to pour that stuff in, and I could still see fluid on top of that white tank in the back, you know, on the bottom there between the battery and the engine. Now I don't know if he wiped it off or what, but that's what I brought this whole damn roll of paper towels here today for, because I don't know that the damn thing ain't still leaking, man, as of right now as I speak. Now, it wasn't smoking and it wasn't spraying fluid all over the engine or nothing, so I mean, they fixed something. And they may have fixed the leak, and it's just the residual stuff is still, you know, happening. I don't know. But this morning, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this roll of paper towels over to the machine, and I'm gonna wipe off that tank and see what we're working with. And then and I'm also gonna hook the brush cutter up, because I got to get some shit done over here. If that thing is still leaking, man, then I know it's gonna be that I believe that the grapple bucket, you know, and the things you do with the grapple bucket, I think that taxes the machine more than the brush cutter. Because I'm not trying to rip nothing up with the brush cutter. I'm just trying to, you know. So I don't know, man. I didn't sleep real good last night because I'm worried about all that stuff, you know. I'm worried about the rain coming in, man. I just seem to be worried too much about things I can't control, you know. And I just gotta, you know, I always start getting uptight, y'all, you know, when my expenses far outweigh my money making, you know. I start getting uptight. I start getting funny with the money, you know. You know, if this job if I was able to get this job done and get the check, then, you know, that would, you know, help me a little bit. But I'm not able to get the job done, and I'm spending big money on the backside of that, you know. And not that I'm, you know, going to go broke or anything, but like I told you guys earlier, you know, in an earlier video, I don't like to take money and spend on the Bobcat, and the Bobcat not earn no money, or not be in a position to earn money. And then you factor the weather into all that too. Well, you tying me all up now, because the Bobcat, If I get out here and that freaking Bobcat starts leaking real bad again, I'm gonna be so upset because I got all this energy and stuff in it, you know. So me and Bo Bo are headed over there now, and I'll get some video while I'm over there. And this is Ray signing off. So me and Bo just got over here. We're praying that it don't rain too much on us, or it don't rain on us. I'm fixing to. Yeah. So y'all see we got the brush cutter going. I'm fixing to get on the skid steer. I want to grab all these paper towels. So. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna put the camera right here. I don't know what kind of, I'm gonna put a move around, but it's starting to rain, of course, y'all. I think this job is just a little bit too much for my particular brush cutter and machine, but you know, I gotta keep my eye on the ball, man. Okay guys, so yeah, the damn machine's leaking. They didn't fix the freaking leak, man. They fixed one leak, but they didn't fix the other one, apparently. It's still dripping fluid out everywhere. Not everywhere, but on top of that tank. I talked to the mechanic, you know, he wants me to bring it back over there, you know, but he can't look at it today and he can't look at it tomorrow. So I'll bring it back over there on Monday, you know. Meanwhile, back at the back cave, I can't get nothing done over here. What I'm gonna do, y'all, I mean, I'm gonna take Bo and drop him off, and I'm gonna come back over here and run for a few more hours this afternoon. It's just, you know, ugly, y'all. I'm gonna go get more hydraulic fluid and drop Bo off. This is Ray signing out. Okay, guys. So, like I was saying, you know, I went on and took Bo back. You know, back to where he was staying at. I'm going back over here. I'm gonna stop and get some hydraulic fluid. You know, another $60, and plus the machine is back to that original drip. You know, I think what happened, and you know, what do I know? I know I'm very freaking frustrated right now, y'all. You know, I'm purging money, and it's just, you know, I feel like the walls are closing in on me. So, you know, when people talk about what they make with a Bobcat, that's all fine and good, and you can make good money with one. And so, I don't feel bad when I make top dollar with one, and one of my guys says, "Man, you made $3,000. You only gave me $100." You know, that's okay, because this is the shit that I have to go through in order to make that kind of money. Where I'm putting, you know, all my resources and all my money and all my time, you know, trying to chasing the dollar with the freaking machine. And you know, I got, you know, probably 7 or 8 hours in over here at this job, and I'm purging money. I'm just going through it left and right, man. You know, I hope I didn't miscalculate. You know, I know I miscalculated this job. This job right here, yeah, this job should be at about, you know, 3,100, 3,500, you know. But no matter what, y'all, I gotta finish. I can't have Budweiser Bo out there doing nothing, because it's too much crap to be trying to keep him busy. Because see, Bo's not the type of dude that can think, you know. Though he did good for the, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours that he worked. I don't really like having guys out there working in the rain. I can do it, and I will do it. You know, I'll work in the rain. It's gonna have to be pouring for me not to work. So, but back with the machine. So, what's wrong with the machine is it's the same leak, not the leak that made that started smoking real bad. You know, it's the same leak that it's been before it started smoking real bad. So, you know, it's the same leak. They fixed the big leak, the one that was spraying fluid all over the engine. Yeah, they fixed that one. But the small leak they didn't fix. And I called the mechanic, and he's like, yeah, bring it back over here. You know, I'm sorry, Ray, and all this. He said, we let it run for an hour. Well, man, letting the machine run ain't worth a damn. You know, machine crank up and run, man. If you ain't using it, then it ain't putting no pressure on nothing. Hell, I can crank it up and not have no leaks, and as soon as you hit all the hydraulic buttons and start moving the machine around, you got a leak. This thing was leaking. It never stopped leaking on that one spot, on top of that damn tank, that reservoir, whatever it is. And yeah. So I'm very freaking agitated, y'all. And normally I wouldn't even video me in this state. But, you know, I want the videos to be real, you know. So when y'all see me all cocky and where I done made, you know, $2 grand in a day, you know, y'all remember the day where at the end of the day, y'all, for this $2,100 job, it's going to end up costing me probably around $1,400 to get that $2,100 when it's all said and done. That's a fact, man. I might make $700 profit over here. That's where I'm at, man. It ain't cool, for sure. It just seems like, man, it's just been a whole bunch of bullshit, man, ever since, you know, I started using the machine a lot, you know. And I understand with the mechanic and all, but you know, they fixed one leak and didn't fix the other one. He said he let it run there for an hour. Well, letting it run for an hour and getting on it and moving it around and running attachments, that's a you know, I thought they might have some kind of, you know, thing they can put on the hydraulic line to see how much pressure it is. And you know, I don't know, man. What do I know? I just know between the weather, the money, and the mechanic, and the time, it's killing me, man. So freaking upset, man. I could just, for here on out, I'm going to have to get a deposit every time I come to a job like this. Because see, this job right here, and it ain't his fault, but you know, this job is stringing me along where it's going to end up taking me 2 weeks to get to the money, you know. And if you got a Bobcat and you work 2 weeks and you make $700 or $800, you ain't making nothing, you know. I went into this job thinking that I would you know, profit, you know, conservatively profit, you know, $1,500 or so. And I'm not even going to profit $1,000. And the machine is not fixed. The machine's still got to get fixed. Yeah. Even if the mechanic looks at the machine and fixes it for free, which, you know, I don't know if he'll do that. I doubt it. But he's a pretty fair guy. He understands that, you know, me coming back and forth to the shop. See, I'd rather him, instead of him charging me $400, I had rather him keep the machine another 2 days and charge me $700 and have it fixed right. That's just how I think. You know, instead I gotta do all this running around, and every time I run around, it's costing me something. People don't see all those charges and all those things though. So some of you guys might be asking, you know, Ray, why are you so insistent on getting this job finished, or so insistent on, you know? Well, there's a couple of reasons why. I got a bunch of jobs lined up behind this one. I have all my resources already out here at this job. Now the weather has played a huge role in being able to finish, and I know anybody in this game, you know, knows that, you know. And it's rained, you know, so much, and then on top of that, it's going to rain all next week. So, you know, in theory, I would want to try to get done with this job Monday morning. That's my goal, you know. Keep in mind that that's already a week behind my original goal. So yeah, that's my, you know, that's my thinking over here. Is I need to get this check, you know, point blank. I mean, I ain't afraid to say that. I need to get this money, because the Bobcat is starting to dip into some funds I don't want it to dip into, and I just, you know, no matter what anybody says, and no matter how much money I got in a bank or account or whatever, it's bad business to run a machine and it not be able to pay for everything that it requires to run the machine, you know. And that's where my thinking is right now, and it just you know, it overtakes my thinking, because I'm not normally the kind of guy that I'm normally not the kind of guy that wastes money on things and all that. I don't. The machine's got to pay for whatever I do with it, is what I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know, the machine has got to pay for itself. I don't want to damn have, you know, $1,000 worth of mechanic bills, you know, and the machine not have generated that $1,000 it takes to pay the mechanic. And that's where I'm at, you know. A couple of critical errors that I may have made, you know, as I look in the mirror, because that's what I do on a continuous basis, you know. One error that I made, now of course, you know, hindsight's 20/20. One error that I think that I made here is I bought this wood splitter. You know, the Bobcat wood splitter for $2,000. See, because I just didn't realize that how quickly I could how quickly, you know, if I'm not earning with the Bobcat, how quickly the money can start running way up for the wood splitter, because I'm not using the wood splitter, I'm not earning with the wood splitter, and all that. I just assumed that my profits would be, you know, just as good on this job or that job or whatever. You know, I should have left that $2,000 in the bank, and, you know, until I got paid on another job, and then maybe jump out there and buy something like a little hawk splitter. That may be an error on my part that I'm thinking as I think about my moves that I've made in the last 3 months with the Bobcat and everything. I'm gonna have to start moving money from another account into the Bobcat account, you know, which is, to me, you know, in the way I think and stuff, it's just bad business, man. But I understand things happen too, so you have to, you know. But I could have eliminated some of this worry and some of this fret that I'm having right now, because if that Bobcat account had the $2,200 or whatever I spent on the log splitter, if that money was sitting in there, then I may not have even started this job. you know. But at the end of the day, you know, because if I don't leave here in the next day or two with a check, then I'm going backwards quickly. So I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to get this job up to par, to where I can come over here in a day or so and you know, wrap it up. That's one thing. Another thing is I would not have started. See, it all has a trickle down effect, and this is what I talk about a lot of times in my videos. You know, you can't make bonehead moves, and it sabotages things. You know, as you move forward. So if I hadn't have purchased that log splitter, then I probably would not have started this job so hastily. See, I started this job over here, you know, a little bit too hastily, without, you know, I didn't think of it. I was, you know, hastily. I was just thinking that, you know, the next logical move is to just keep making money with the Bobcat, man. You know. So, number one, and to be good at this, I think to be good at anything, to be really good at anything, and it don't matter if you're out here cutting grass, cleaning gutters, running big equipment, or working in an office somewhere, you know. To be really good at this kind of stuff, you have to be able to calculate, you know, and you have to go through some bull crap in order to recognize, you know, and I've been going through a whole lot of bull crap here lately, you know. But I'm not, yeah, I'm down and out, dude, you know, and I ain't happy with nothing, for sure. But, you know, better believe this though, y'all. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get this job done. And if I have to work in the rain, that's what I'll do. Now, I can't ask my guys to work in the rain, you know. And I'm headed back over there. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna continue working over there in the rain. So yeah. Anyway, this is Crying Sourpuss Ray. Catch up with you.